What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney back here again, and the USFL has made me look like a liar. That's right. I told you that there wouldn't be that many changes, that many differences between them and the NFL. Well, I was wrong, and you know what? I'm going to play just because I'm feeling the way I am. You know what, USFL, you're just a copycat. Why? Because I feel like a lot of this stuff is the stuff that came out with the XFL, and you know what? I love it. I love the fact that you're trying to pick up the pace with the game, trying to make the game faster, more innovative, and utilizing those things with probably slight tweaks here and there from the XFL, because I enjoyed the XFL game and I liked the speed of it, and it looks like we're getting that here with the USFL. Now, to start things off, let's start with the changes that are the more mundane ones, and let's work up to the ones that we want to have fun with, because that's just the way that I want to do it. So we're going to do it that way. Starting with the instant replay, that's going to be the eyes in the sky, the guys in the booth. It's going to be Fox Control Center in Los Angeles is going to review everything, and the coaches get one challenge. It makes sense. If you're already reviewing it, you don't need a whole bunch of challenges, but I love the fact that they're reviewing everything, and I mean everything, even the personal foul calls, roughing the passer, pass interference, face masks, personal fouls. Those type of things are going to be reviewed and could be quite possibly overturned by the booth, which is a good thing to bring on here. Now, let's go ahead and let's continue moving on. The punts, the gunners, they're gonna have to be inside the numbers, and they can't be double teamed at first. Again, this is all about safety, and it's pretty mundane stuff. Now, the timing within the last, so in each half, and the second quarter and the fourth quarter, within the last 2 minutes of those, they're going to go to college rules, which means that at the first down, clock will stop. So the clock will stop till the ball's been set, and then they will go again. It makes sense. I like that. It's something that the NFL needs to do at the end of the game. You need to keep the referees out of the game, because if I'm faster than the other referee or the other, whoever's setting the ball, it just makes sense to get them out of there with that time at the end. I like that. Now, they're going to go ahead and pass interference. They're going to go and they're going to look at that as if it was kind of like college ball, but it's a little bit different. The idea here is that everything isn't going to be 15 yards. If the guy's going down, he gets beat, and he knows, listen, we're way past 15 yards, so I'm just going to tackle the guy. Well, then it's going to be a spot foul. If it's within 15 yards, and, the guy makes a foul, well, then they're going to make it a spot foul. If it's around 15 yards, if it's, just a regular pass interference, it's going to be 15 yards. It's all going to be based upon, the act that's committed and, is the crime right for the act? And I personally like it. It's a little convoluted to explain, to look at it. But if you can kind of just think of it as, you do the time for the crime, I think that that's probably the way that this thing is going to unfold. Now, you're going to be able to go through, and with the kickoff, this is where things kind of start to get into a little bit of differences here. So the kickoff, they're trying to make that safe with the punts. So what's going to happen is that, they're going to be kicking off from the 25-yard line, and all of the players have to start within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. So they can't get a big run up to get a big head of steam. And then on the other side, all of the players that are not returners, and they're calling 8 guys, have to be within the 35 and 45-yard line. So what you're doing is you're not getting these huge, big collisions that we tend to see on the kickoffs, and that's how the kickoffs are going to be done. Now, the interesting thing here is if, the kickoff has to travel 20 yards, and it must be touched by the receiving team. If it's been touched or wherever it's down, that's where the receiving team gets the ball. It's a dead ball, and that's where they get it. And it has to go, beyond that for it to be a good kick. And you're like, Tyler, well, why wait a second, what's happening here with the return with the kicking team? I thought that they can get a chance to get this ball back. Well, they actually do. And this turns into the whole onside kick scheming and what they can do with that. So they can decide to do they have two options here. They can either attempt a traditional onside kick where you set up and line up, with that. Or they can decide to run a 4th and 12 from their own 33-yard line, and if they get the first down, they retain the ball, and if not, it goes back to the to the other team wherever the ball was. So it's kind of it's taking the guessing game, the trickery out of the kicking game, but what it is it's allowing you to take, instead of doing an onside kick, you get the ball 4th and 12, and you get to put the ball back in your playmaker's hands. That is very much in line with the XFL and what we got there. And continuing on with the XFL, scheme of things, the extra points, you can get 1, you can get 2, and you can get 3. That's right. So you can do a 9-point play. So if you're down by 18 points, guess what? It's only a 2-possession game there. Now, it's going to start off with the traditional NFL, kicking from the 15-yard line for a 1-pointer, or you can get it at the 2-yard line for a 2-pointer, or it'll be moved all the way out to the 10, and you can go for 3. Go for broke if you want to, but that's how they're going to do it. Now, that's definitely different than the XFL. The XFL did not give us any kicking game in the extra points. I like the kicking game back in the extra points myself. I'd like to know your thoughts on that down in the comment section if you like that. If you don't, I think that the kicking game was really regulated back and didn't mean as much in the XFL, so I'm glad to see that back here. Now, the overtime here, I think is another interesting one. It's pretty much going to be a shootout. You get 3 plays from the 2-yard line to score. You get 3 plays every time you score. You get 2 points, and whoever has the most points after those wins. If you tie, then it's sudden death. You get 1, you get 1, you get 1, you get 1 until one gets it. Kind of like, kind of what college has kind of turned into there at the end. I'm okay with that. As long as everything's fair in the overtime for me, I'm fine with that. Now, looking at the offensive side of things, another interesting thing that they brought in, that they copycatted from the XFL, is the 2 forward passes. So you're allowed to complete 2 forward passes as long as you're behind the line of scrimmage. So you don't have to worry about, was that a forward pass, was it a backwards pass? Listen, it's a pass, and you can go through and do it as long as you're behind the line of scrimmage. You can go through and you can throw that. I like it. I think that it is it's a great addition to the game there. It adds in with kind of the simplicity of it. There's not a lot of changes here, but what they've done and what they've tried to do is really speed up the game and make the game more exciting to watch, and tried to keep the things rolling. And I think that is a good thing. And so as I'm looking at this, as I'm going through, I feel pretty good about it. I like what they've done here, and we'll continue to see how it actually transpires out on the field to definitely tell if that's going to be okay with it. But all in all, I give it a thumbs up. I think that it's pretty good. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know down there, and we'll continue the conversation on down there. All right, guys, listen, I know that you're busy, and I know that I'm busy, so let's get on out of here. You have a good night. Bye.